Good afternoon to all. Surprises are good. Pleasant surprises are even better. When it comes to our history or scriptures, whenever something significant is about to happen, you've heard the sky would open up and one Asharira Vani would happen. Perhaps up to this day, this kind of an announcement will be done in Aloysian campus only once in 5 years. That's why this is the most crucial and significant announcement. And today's divine voice will be the voice of our Father Rector.
Good evening to you. I'm happy to announce the communication that I received from the Chancellor, the Jesuit Provincial of Karnataka. Dear Dr. Praveen Vijay Matis, in exercise of powers conferred by the University Grants Commission, Institutional deemed to be Universities Regulations 2023, I am pleased to appoint you as the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University, Mangalore, for a period of 5 years. You shall discharge your duties as per the University Grants Commission Institution deemed to be Universities Regulations 2023. I extend my warmest wishes to you for a fruitful and enriching tenure. This is signed by Reverend Father Dionysius Vaz S.J., Chancellor, St. Aloysius deemed to be University. And I am proud and privileged to announce this to you as Rector of these institutions.
Let's rise and give a standing ovation to Reverend Dr. Praveen Matis. This is a momentous occasion in the history of St. Aloysius. The first Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University, Father Rector, will offer a bouquet to Father Praveen. Thank you. Please remain standing. We shall invoke the blessings of the Almighty, and Father Rector will lead us into a small prayer now. Please remain standing.
God Almighty, we place ourselves before you this afternoon. We are here as friends. We are here as colleagues. We are here as management and staff of the St. Aloysius deemed to be University. We are happy to have Dr. Father Praveen Matis with us, who is the newly appointed Vice Chancellor of this university. We thank you for the gift of his person, Father Praveen, who has worked hard in order to achieve and to obtain this particular status that we were longing for years. We thank you for all the wonderful things that have happened to this institution in the past few years, especially under his tenure. An institution that was built by so many Jesuit fathers down the century and more. Today we have become the deemed to be university, all because of your graces and blessings. Each member of the staff present here has been a blessing. Our united effort in getting the NAC and the NIRF ratings and rankings have helped us immensely to come together as a group and achieve this beautiful status which we were longing for. Help us on our way. We recognize this as an important milestone of this great institution, and we want to march ahead with your graces and blessings, trusting that you are going to hold our hands as we march ahead from here. Be with us at every moment of the baby steps of this university. We make this prayer in your holy name.
Kindly please be seated, and this is the time to thank the Almighty. We have a Thanksgiving hymn which will be played in the form of video. Please take a comfortable posture and be a part of this sacred moment.
I come before you today, and there's just one thing that I want to say. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for all you've given to me, for all the blessings that I can't see. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. With a grateful heart, with a song of praise, with an outstretched arm, I will bless your name. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for all you've done in my life. You took my darkness and gave me your light. Thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible. These words of Saint Francis of Assisi have become reality in the life of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ. It's time to have a look in his journey, into his journey so far, which happens to be an eventful journey. I request the technical team to kindly switch off the lights and play the AV.
Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other, said Walter Elliot. It is with great pleasure and admiration that we extend our heartfelt congratulations to Reverend Dr. Praveen Vijay Martis on his appointment as the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University, Mangalore. Reverend Dr. Martis' story is truly inspiring. He started from simple beginnings and worked tirelessly to reach this respected position. His story shows us how dedication and hard work can lead to great achievements. Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ was born to Mr. Benedict Martis and Mrs. Carmine Martis in a small town called Shankarpura near Udupi on May 20th, 1974. From a young age, he was determined to make a difference. He chose to join the Jesuit order, a group known for its focus on education and helping others, showing his deep desire to contribute to the society. His journey in education is filled with achievements. After finishing his school in his hometown, he went on to study at St. Aloysius College. There, he earned a degree in physics, chemistry, and mathematics in 1997. But he didn't stop there. He moved to Pune to study philosophy, completed a master's in analytical chemistry in Bengaluru, and went on to Belgium to get his PhD in multi-walled carbon nanotube in 2011. Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ has always been at the forefront of education and leadership. Starting as the Director of Postgraduate and Research Center at St. Joseph's College in Bengaluru, then moving on to become both Rector and Principal of the same institution. His journey from 2011 to 2015 showcased his commitment to education and leadership. His significant role didn't stop there. In 2017, he became the principal of St. Aloysius College Autonomous in Mangalore. Under his guidance, the college has achieved great things. During his time, St. Aloysius College didn't just get better, it became one of the top colleges in India. In 2023, it was ranked 80th in the National Institutional Ranking Framework (NIRF) and received an A++ grade with the CGPA of 3.67 out of 4. This is a great achievement because Mangalore is a small town, yet the college is recognized as one of the best by top magazines like India Today, The Week, and Outlook. For his outstanding work, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J. was awarded the Aisha Award for Best Principals of the Year 2022-23. St. Aloysius College reached a big goal recently. It became a deemed to be university on January 19, 2024, thanks to the hard work and dedication of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J. His strong commitment to doing things well was a big part of making this happen. After this achievement, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J. took on the role of Vice Chancellor in charge of the newly declared university. Now, he has been officially made the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be university for the next 5 years. Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J.'s story is a powerful reminder that with hard work, dedication, and the passion for education, it's possible to achieve excellence and make a significant impact no matter where you are. We are congratulating Father Praveen Martis on this great accomplishment, and we trust him to lead St. Aloysius deemed to be university with honesty, vision, and excellence. We are sure that his time as Vice Chancellor will be filled with growth, new ideas, and a commitment to doing things better, making students' lives better, and helping the community at large. Here's wishing Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J. and the whole university team the best as they start this new journey together.
Welcoming our guests is one of our greatest virtues. Just like in a chessboard, all the chess pieces will be functioning with one objective, that is to protect the king, and the bishop plays a crucial role. So here we have in our system, Dr. Alvin Desa is a registrar who is always there with Father Principal, and now the Vice Chancellor. My request Dr. Alvin Desa to welcome the gathering.
A very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Slowly, after 1.5 months, the feeling that we have become a university, deemed to be university, is slowly sinking in. Till now, we are using the suffix against Father Praveen Martis as in charge. And we are almost tired in every moment, every event. Today, officially, we are taking off, erasing that in charge suffix. From today, he is Vice Chancellor. Not in charge, he takes a charge today. in this brief, I would like to just excuse myself for using those words that you are all expected to come and gather here in large numbers to take some instructions from the rector. I think those were not the words supposed to be used. I think you have come with such a serious, rector is going to give you certain instructions, and all of you were on time. I think that strategy has worked. So it is a celebration time. There is no end to celebration. And I just got a nice quote about celebration. Somebody called Terence Deal has said that celebrations infuse life with passion and purpose. They summon the human spirit. I think this is the crux of today's program or this session. To bless this occasion, we have the Rector of St. Aloysius Institutions, Reverend Father Melvin Joseph Pinto, who's always been thinking about, excited about becoming a university. He says that all universities have many things in common. Most of the things that they do are uniform. In what way St. Aloysius deemed to be university is going to be different. There are so many 99% common things that all of us do. But what is that one thing with which the identity of St. Aloysius deemed to be university should be marked? I think he's still thinking about it. He is getting his ideas together, and possibly he wants to give voice to it maybe in one of the sessions, wherein he will say that I would like to see this university as different from the others in this particular way. We might do 99 things commonly, get accreditations, get rankings, and all the achievements, but beyond this, is there something with which Aloysius deemed to be university can be identified? Possibly that is the task that is going to give all of us, including the Vice Chancellor, a warm welcome to you, Father. We have with us the anchor rightly mentioned, the Prince of the Day, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, S.J. I and all of you have witnessed the selfless work that he has put in for getting this particular status for many years with perseverance, never give up attitude. He has done that. We have witnessed it. He will always say that it is because of the collaboration of all of us and so many others, well-wishers who helped him. Naturally, yes. But we have witnessed his single-handed work, his personal tasks, never giving up and never giving up till he reached the destination. As we congratulate him for the most deserved position of the first Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius, deemed to be university, I accord a warm welcome to Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, S.J. We have with us the Director of the Arupe block, the largest block of St. Aloysius Institution, Dr. Dennis Fernandez. He is going to share with us his thoughts in appreciation of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis' journey throughout these 5-6 years and his contribution to the growth of this particular institution and where it is today. So a warm welcome to Dr. Dennis Fernandez. We have Mr. Kevin Martis. Can you just stand up and just big round of applause to him? He is representing the entire family, Martis family of Shankarpura. His father, parents, and siblings, and everybody. He is in Mangalore itself, a prominent man, hardworking person, always wishes well to the institution, regularly visits his brother here. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Kevin Martis. We have the directors of various blocks. We have Dr. Narayan Bhatt, we have Dr. Ronald Nazareth, we have Dr. Charles Furtado, and Dr. Lovina Lobo. A warm welcome to all of you. We have the finance officer of the college, who has been playing a pivotal role in all the journeys along with. He has been a partner. He has been a supporter, bystander to Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, S.J., through thick and thin. A warm welcome to you, Father, Reverend Vincent Pinto. the deans, HODs, all the members of the teaching and non-teaching staff and support staff, all the Jesuits in this congregation. We recognize your contribution for reaching this height continuously in progressing. As we recognize your contribution, we also warmly welcome each one of you to this program. Thank you so much.
Every king is supposed to have his military generals, and just how Sir introduced, our directors are playing that role. And in that, strategically, the most crucial territory called Arupe Block has been handed over to Dr. Dennis Fernandez, who will now come forward and speak a few words of well-wishing on behalf of the staff members.
Reverend Father Melvin Joseph Pinto, the Rector of St. Aloysius Institutions, Reverend Fathers, Directors, Deans, HODs, faculty members, and administrative staff members, from Father Praveen's family member, Mr. Kevin Martis. It is with great honor and pride that I stand before you today to felicitate Reverend Dr. Praveen Vijaya Martis, SJ, on his appointment as the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University. Father Praveen's visionary approach to education has transformed our campus into a vibrant hub of learning, creativity, and inclusivity. His emphasis on creating a student-friendly environment filled with a myriad of cultural and sports activities has not only enriched the college experience, but also spread the fame of our institution throughout the country. The increase in student strength is a clear indication of the positive impact of his initiative on the student community. In response to the evolving demands of the world, Father Praveen has introduced new academic programs that equip our students with the knowledge and skills needed to navigate the complexities of the modern world. His foresight and innovation have ensured that our college remains at the forefront of the academic excellence and relevance. Furthermore, under Father Praveen's leadership, our college has entered the highest number of active national and international memorandums of understandings. These collaborations have not only facilitated staff and student exchange programs, but have also provided invaluable platforms for research, sharing, and collaboration. Under the inspiring guidance of Father Praveen, our college has reached remarkable milestones that have not only enhanced our reputation, but also enriched the lives of countless students and faculty members. It is indeed a moment of pride for all of us to witness our college secure the second highest ranks in Karnataka state, both in NAC accreditation and NIRF ranking. This achievement is a testament to Praveen's commitment to academic excellence and innovation. Reverend Father Praveen's journey towards getting university status to St. Aloysius has been marked by strong determination, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of academic excellence. He tirelessly worked towards securing the coveted university status, a vision he held close to his heart. His commitment to this cause is truly commendable, as he embarked on more than 50 visits to the University Grant Commission's office and Ministry of Education in Delhi. These visits were not mere formalities, but a testament to his rock-hard dedication and perseverance in the face of adversity. During arduous journey, Father Praveen encountered numerous setbacks and challenges. officials were not always cooperative, and politicians were often unavailable, leading to many empty handed returns. However, his resolute spirit and steadfast belief in the institution's potential never wavered. In an era marked by the pursuit of academic excellence and visionary leadership, the appointment of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis as the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University stands as a testament to the institution's commitment to innovation and progress. His appointment heralds a new chapter in the university's journey, promising to uphold its legacy of scholarly distinction and holistic education. Father Praveen brings to his new role a wealth of experience, scholarly acumen, and a profound dedication to the values of Jesuit education. As a seasoned academician, he has demonstrated a strong commitment to fostering intellectual inquiry, nurturing talent, and fostering a culture of inclusivity within academic communities. His leadership is characterized by a rare blend of vision, compassion, and a deep rooted understanding of the evolving landscape of higher education. Father Praveen's track record and his pursuit of excellence give us confidence that he will guide this esteemed institution to new heights of academic brilliance. His leadership will undoubtedly inspire and motivate the faculty, staff, and students to strive for greatness and uphold the institution's legacy of academic excellence. The appointment of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis as the Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University is not merely a milestone in the institution's history, but a harbinger of promise, potential, and possibilities. As members of the university community, stakeholders, and well-wishers, let us join hands in congratulating Reverend Father Martis on his appointment and pledge our solid support towards realizing the shared vision of a brighter, more inclusive, and enlightened future for St. Aloysius deemed to be University. We are confident that under his able leadership, St. Aloysius deemed to be University will continue to shine as a beacon of knowledge, fostering intellectual growth and shaping the minds of future generations. Once again, congratulations to you, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, and may your vision and dedication continue to inspire us all. Thank you.
A leader is as good as his team. Under the leadership of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, St. Aloysius has managed to navigate through the most challenging transition phase, but he was always well supported by Father Rector and also guided by Father Rector. May I now request Father Rector to share his thoughts on this occasion.
Dear Dr. Praveen Vijay Martis, the newly appointed Vice Chancellor of St. Aloysius deemed to be University. I feel happy saying this, yeah. Dr. Alvin Dessa, Dr. Dennis, Mr. Kevin Martis, I'm happy to have you here. Father Vincent Pinto, the finance officer, the directors, deans, heads of departments, and all members of the staff. You know, actually, I'm a little emotionally charged. You know, I normally, although I give spontaneous speeches, I prepare some kind of a framework in my mind, but there are so many thoughts racing in my mind just now. And that song that was played, Thank You, Lord, that really moved me. Moved me because, yes, it's a day where I have to give, great gratitude to God. Thanksgiving to God, because this has been a special kind of a struggle which has ended with a deemed to be university. And that is to see the man who worked for it so much, almost single-handedly, I should say, Dr. Father Praveen, his struggle, I was lucky to witness. I find it a very emotional thing to see him as Vice Chancellor here today. And so, congratulations to you, Father. I said many thoughts crossed my mind. I start on a lighter note, and the lighter note is, both of us are very fond of an indoor game called dominoes. Many of you may not know this game. No matter what our struggle and during the day, hard work and so on, in the evening, after supper, after a little recreation with our other members of the community, we sit down with whoever is available, keep calling them, come, 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 join us, and we play a game of dominoes. Now, this game of dominoes is very interesting game. It's played as partners, 2 against 2. Now, so 4 of us playing. Interestingly, the team which completes with 100 as score is the winner. And whether you win or lose doesn't really matter to us. What matters is that we relax, laugh, joke about it, joke about losing, joke about winning also, and have fun. And then when we have played it, there is some kind of, relaxation. No matter what, very, very devoutly we play that game every day practically when we are here. Interesting is, it's a game where there is partially, it's a lucky game, partially there is skill. Sometimes we say we won because of our skill, we lose because of our bad luck. And it goes like that, the fun goes on like that, and actually it is true. 50% is luck, the kind of coins that you get, and 50% is the skill that you use and calculate and so on. What is interesting is, Father Praveen, when he plays this game, even if the opponents are on 99, 98, 99, and he is 0, he would still say, no, we can win. And that's why I call him an eternal optimist. We can win. And I say, how, man? How can we win? He says, wait. Next round we'll get some points. We'll reach there. We will reach there. And this is true, I find, about life itself for him. There were so many discouragements in this journey that we had of becoming a university. It wasn't easy. Dr. Dennis really pointed it out in the end. It was a very, very difficult journey. Sometimes very lonely, very difficult. Somewhere we were victims of pessimism. I say we because I stood by him that time when it was very, very painful. There were many people who told us, why are you struggling? This is not possible. Even members of the UGC told us, don't try, give it up. There were many people in the higher-ups who kept on telling us, no, give up. I felt deep down sometimes, felt like telling Father Praveen, I think it's enough. But I didn't have neither the courage nor I thought was charitable to say that. What makes this thing very sweet is the hard work that was put in. A tough work, because that itself is a model for all of you as staff and even for the students to know that finally, as long as you keep applying yourself to something, you will win. You will make it. No matter the pessimism, no matter the feelings of frustration, no matter the discouragement that you get, the negativity that comes so hard from people whom we consider our own, yet to say, no, I'll carry on. There is something in this we will find. It seems when you search for gold, you'll have to keep on digging and dig up what? Most of it is dirt. To get 1 gram of gold or 10 grams of gold, you have to cartload about 2-3 tons of dirt. That you have to do. And that was the struggle. And that is the achievement that Father Praveen has achieved. Father Praveen, I consider myself privileged to partner with you as rector all through those dark days when you have come back from Delhi and say, Melvin, no chance. I don't think we are going anywhere. Sometimes you feel that it is hard, but we'll carry on, I think. And whenever there was discouragement, something new would happen. like a new set of coins that you would get in dominoes, some new door was opening. And a new door and something brilliant happening. All of a sudden you go in that maze and then you get a block. Then you turn back. Or like the game of snakes and ladders. You go up there, one ladder, second ladder, there is excitement, we reach there, we don't tell anybody about their excitement. You tell because there are pessimists who will attack, so we say keep quiet. But you go up to 98 and then a big long snake takes you down there. Once it really happened, we told everyone, today it's going to be decided in the UGC, the council is going to meet today. And we all were anticipating, especially those who were very close to us, the close coterie, we were all excited and saying today from the UGC it is moving to the ministry. And all of a sudden we get news that the Prime Minister called the UGC chairman for a meeting, and so the whole meeting, this meeting is cancelled and it has been put off for 1 month. Once again. So go back, the snake has taken us down, again try. Only those who were very close knew what the struggle was. Painful because we didn't have anything else with us but that grit and determination. That grit and determination has saved the day. And we want to give a message to everyone that yes, this kind of a grit and determination will succeed. So congratulations once again for the Praveen. We have reached a goal. I would say becoming a university is a different ball game. There'll be a moment where we'll all come together once again. We have been discussing how we could all meet once again to understand the dynamics of what it means to be a university. And for that, it is not just Father Praveen as Vice Chancellor doing something. It's all of us together as a team, maybe a big team of 300 or 400, but we all need to stick together with this. It's not just a goal that we have achieved, but it's a task that is to be performed. It is a greater freedom, but greater freedom in academics perhaps, but then let us remember with greater freedom comes greater responsibility. And it is also a stage of growth, a greater growth. And the test for greater growth is a greater fruitfulness that is expected of us. And that fruitfulness can come about once again if we join hands and make this work. We love this institution, all of us. For me as an alumnus, it is much more. Since we love this institution, we have spent so many years with this institution, let it grow. Let it grow to become one of the most beautiful universities which stands by our values with a great mission at hand, keeping the vision in our hearts. God bless us all. Thank you.
Time for the most awaited moment of this evening, time for the felicitation ceremony. May I request our dignitaries to do the honor. May I request Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, SJ, to please come forward and take the seat of honor. May I call upon Finance Officer, Reverend Father Vincent, to please come on stage and present a bouquet, followed by all 5 directors. If you could please join us on stage and offer a bouquet to the new Vice Chancellor. All the directors, on behalf of your blocks, you will be offering a bouquet to Father. On behalf of non-teaching staff, may I call upon the office head, Mr. Henry, to please come on stage. And most importantly, on behalf of Martis family, may I call upon Mr. Kevin Martis to kindly come on stage and present a bouquet. Once this is done, on behalf of the entire student community, student council and co-committee members will offer the bouquet. Student council, you are requested to come forward. Thousands of emotions must be running through the minds of Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis. He will now make his speech from the throne as the Vice Chancellor.
Respected Reverend Father Melvin Joseph Pinto, Rector of St. Aloysius Institutions, Dr. Alvin Desa, the Registrar, Dr. Dennis Fernandez, the Director of Arupe Block, all the directors, the deans, members of the faculty, and my dear brother, Mr. Kevin Martis, and my dear both teaching and non-teaching members of the faculty. I'm really humbled. I never expected this kind of a ceremony on this day. They all surprised me, and also when I came here, I was surprised to see my brother even in the crowd. I do not know what to say. As Rector said, we prepare sometimes general frame and come, but at this moment I was taken up by what really happened. Yes, God has chosen this institution, St. Aloysius College, which became autonomous, and with the effort of all the fathers and the members of the faculty, it has reached the autonomous stage, and now the present members, all of you have really worked hard. It is not one person. Yes, we have been working here, but at the same time, it is always as a team that we have worked. And always when I think of St. Aloysius College, I remember God. Always I felt this was a providence of God. And even when I was appointed here, I never expected that I would be appointed here as principal. That came to me as a surprise, but then I felt God's hand is deeply there in something. He was calling me for something that was rather clear to me. Even when I received the vocation to the priesthood, that was my belief strongly that He has something to achieve through us and through me. I think that is what was strongly in me, and when these things happened here, I felt the potential at St. Aloysius. Though I came from St. Joseph's from Mangalore, but I felt a strong commitment and strong feeling of belongingness here. And along with that, we can do something more. That was always there in my heart. And in the first year itself, we applied for deemed to be university. Before that, we were planning, even in Bangalore, had little idea. When I was there in 2013, we had applied for the college to become the university there, and Father Swibert was here, and I knew the principal secretary very well in Bangalore because Bangalore is closer, so I would regularly meet the UGC officials and go to Vidhana Saudha. I had a lot of friends by just within 2 to 3 years time. So we went there, and under RUSA there was a scheme, and we had applied from here also. We applied from St. Aloysius, and both the places we had applied, since I knew them rather well, I kept the file on top. And then Father Swibert was very angry with me. He came to know that the St. Aloysius College file was the second. And he said, no, that can't be. St. Aloysius should be first and yours should be second. I know how the roles change. Now I'm here, he is there. And he must be very happy that it was first there and he rather went there and I came here second. I never knew that I would come here one day, that it would be second. Then that wouldn't happen. We'll have to take another route. Rusa, I knew that it was kept on top there, but of course there was a lull for some time. And later on in 2018, again, when things were began to happen, so things started there and they moved on. By the time 2017, we were here, and I knew the Christ College rather well, the Vice Chancellor then. I used to go there quite often to discuss with the then Vice Chancellor there, and he felt always that deemed to be university is far better. So that's the reason then when we came here, Father Diane was there, very strong support at that moment, and he's become the provincial now. He said like, let us go ahead. And that's how we started preparing here for the deemed to be university. And that's the route we took. And then the Christ University was a strong support then onwards to share the documents, even the closest of the documents, it was shared by them. That's how it was easier for us. I remember 2017, Father Denzil and I went in November 30th. We submitted this file to the ministry. And then we met the Prakash Javadekar, at that time the higher education minister. He came for the wedding of Mohandas Pai's son. I started my journey in the school. I was teaching in the PUC in Boys High School. That's where I started my teaching journey. Then that Mohandas Pai's son was my student. So I too got an invitation to attend the wedding. And there were a lot of dignitaries in that wedding. Then Mr. Prakash Javadekar was one of them, and we had just applied then. And we met him there along with Mr. Mohandas Pai and the sons and many, many leaders over there. And he said, within 6 months, you'll become a university. And immediately he called his official, he was the higher education minister, and said that it should be fast track, and within 6 months, St. Aloysius College should become the university. And we were very happy. Within 6 months, that would become. 6 months went to 6 years to 7 years. So that was the journey. We never knew that it would happen. But within 6 months, nothing happened. Not even the speed track, but not even the team came here for the inspection. The team came only after a year or so. By the time Mr. Prakash Javadekar went, then Smriti Irani came. After Smriti Irani, was short time there, and nothing happened during that time. We were not going to Delhi. And after that, Mr. Pokhriyal came. And Mr. Pokhriyal's time, when things happened at that level, I still remember Father Gomes was the one who started coming with me. Till then, 1971 batch didn't come here. So 71 batch wanted to celebrate their 50th year. And that's how Mr. Walter and Father Gomes came here to meet us. At that time, we said our vision is to become a deemed to be university. Then he said, I know Mr. Sadananda Gowda was very close to him, and Mr. Katil, and that's how he started the process. He said immediately, we will meet. Then Mr. Sadananda Gowda, we didn't approach then Mr. Katil yet. And Mr. Sadananda Gowda and Mr. Pokhriyal were very close friends. And things moved really well for us within some 5 visits or so. Things were really going rather well. And one day, Mr. Sadananda Gowda said, tomorrow I will take you to Mr. Pokhriyal and it will be done. That was about 4 years ago, 3.5 to 4 years ago. When we reached there, Mr. Sadananda Gowda was very, very sad. And he said, it's a sad moment and I can't help you anymore. Then we said, why? No, I can't share what is that sad moment. But then he was very close to Father Gomes. He was in tears. Then we spent almost about 1.5 hours with him in the office. He said, both of us are transferred tomorrow. We just got the call from PMO's office just now when he reached Delhi. Tomorrow we are supposed to meet and both of us are transferred. And that's the news. And we didn't know what to do. He was in tears. He had made all arrangements to meet there. And before that we met once with Mr. Pokhriyal and things were almost happening. And as I said, for the rector, it was again down the ladder. 98 we had reached and then again came down all of a sudden. And he said, now onwards, I can't help you anymore. You'll have to find another person. So went to Shobha Karandlaji, was a student of Father Gomes. And when we went there, she said, no, it is not my constituency. It is the constituency of Mangalore. You can't go through me and they wouldn't like you. And then I said, best would be Mr. Katil. Then, of course, Father Gomes knew Mr. Katil rather well. So we came here and we talked to Mr. Katil, and Mr. Katil then started the journey with the new minister. When the new minister was announced, it was rather happy journey because Mr. Katil had worked with him. Dharmendra Pradhan was here in Karnataka in 2011 elections, and after that, and he was the president here in Karnataka. So it was rather easy. He knew him rather well. So before that, we had also made few attempts again, meeting in Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan's house for several hours there and trying to meet through Ms. Shamina's husband was a great help, Mr. Ashfaq. So he said, I will take you then, and then we waited there and met maybe hours together, at least 3 times, and made an attempt. We couldn't succeed to meet him. One attempt we met him. Somehow it was fortune. Even before Mr. Katil could take us, we met Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan. It was only for a minute or so. We just met him for a passing. He said, St. Aloysius deemed to be whatever it is, because so many people are waiting. Hundreds of them, they're out. And just for a minute, just was a casual meet. And when we came back and Mr. Ashfaq went and said something in his ears, that was a change moment. He said about Oscar had just passed away by then. And Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan knew Mr. Oscar rather well. That's what it was told. And immediately he said, I want to talk to the family. Call Miss Oshani, the daughter of Oscar Fernandez. I want to talk to her. And they went on for almost 10, 15 minutes. And seems like they were friends in the past. So that clicked. And that was a moment gave me so much hope. I said, now we know. Because Miss Oshani used to come here for Mass. When I was in Bangalore, I knew her personally also. I said, now I think this is the moment. Mr. Pradhan knows rather Oshani quite well. I think things would change from now on. So after that, he called us all, clicked a photograph and said, we will do something. That was the time I said again, the hope was rekindled. We came here and again we went with Mr. Katil within just another 15 days time. And Mr. Pradhan looked at Katil, looked at me and looked at Father Gomes and said, you are very shrewd. One is my closest friend, Oshani, you somehow got in touch with. Another one is your local MP. He is the one who recommends. Without his recommendation, nothing happens. And he's also a good friend of mine. We work together. Now you will get a university. He said it. That was again about 2.5 years ago. And after that, again, it took almost 2.5 years to see that we see the light of the day. But then I felt something was happening. See, all those things I'm narrating at this moment because the God's plan was something very, very different. God had his own plan, maybe in his own time. We were trying to hurry up with a lot of things and a lot of times. And after that, I know we went again. I met Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan 6 times. So not once or twice, many times. Just before the Christmas again, I went to Mr. Katil and said, shall we go? I would like to give him a Christmas cake and remind him again. Maybe he has forgotten. Yet each time he said he will do it. Maybe Christmas time again is a time of festivity and let us go. Then again he met us. By then we also got a lot of other clues. We became very close friend of the PA of Mr. Pradhan. So by then Mr. Pradhan's PA organized this event to meet us, and I didn't want to say that it's a cake. And because there were so many MLAs, and I said, what you would think if it is a Christmas cake? I said, I got something from Mangalore. Then he said loudly, it should be Father Cake. By the time he had become a very close friend of mine, 6 times meeting him, then Katil used to fool me. He knows you better than I. Because I have got patches and he can't remember. I mean, he remembers easily. When I got patches, he said, this is the man I met several times, and immediately remembers the college name also. St. Aloysius immediately said, I will do something. I said, sir, now only few months, and after that the elections are going to come. Please do something. And we came, I knew January is the last. And we were getting a lot of ultimatum from the province and others saying that enough is enough. Already 6 years are over. And Father Gomes and I would sit every day and say, now what to do? Only 1 month is left. If that is gone, then gone. I don't think the 6 years efforts after that, February, by the time they announced elections, and Mr. Pradhan had become good friend by then, and he was the one who was there for a longer time, because we had 4 higher education ministers by then. He was there for a longer time. He said, now we know him well and he would do something. And that's the time we were just praying a lot. And we were asking you to pray, and I believe the prayers were heard by God. And last I must remember, because I was getting a little frustrated. Roshan's son, I think some of you were there. I was expecting something to happen on the 17th and 18th, and because the PA of Mr. Pradhan put a congratulations on the 17th night around 11:30. When I got up in the morning, that was the first thing that I noticed. Congratulations, Father. I said, I don't know what is that congratulations for. I said, we are getting the university or something that is happening. So I was praying that whole day, and every half an hour I was trying to call him, and he wouldn't receive my call. Nothing was happening. Though congratulations for what? And my mind it says, and I offered mass again and said, something is there. I told Rector. Rector called me around 11 o'clock. Do you have any news now? I said, no, still he's not picking the call. I've been trying, sending messages every half an hour, and nothing, no news about that. Then in the evening around 5 o'clock, I was so frustrated. I said, something has to happen. As I say, even the child's prayer might work. And by then Roshan came with his son, and he always comes to my office and says, I need a chocolate. Without the chocolate, he doesn't go. It's become a habit for him. And he avoids him, and that day happened to be he wouldn't move at all without a chocolate. Then I said, now I will give you a chocolate, but you must close your eyes and pray. And I said, because it came to my mind, even the child's prayer might be, something would come. So I asked him, you close your eyes and say what I say. Just pray, I will give you more chocolates today. So he prayed. I think some of you were there, Megan and others were there, and he closed his hands and then prayed as I was prompting him. And I gave him chocolates. Within 5 minutes, I get a call from this man. The whole day I was waiting. That was a miracle. Because child's prayer, I said, so frustrated. Now all of us prayed. When the child praying, within 5 minutes, I get a call from the PA and saying that, Father, it is signed. Then within 2 minutes after that, I get a call from Miss Vashani saying that they connected both with Mr. Ashfaq and this man Manjit, and they connected Vashani, and as Vashani was talking, he called for the file, and Father, I never expected with my call that he would sign on this day, and the signature was done. And I keep the call down, and Mr. Katil calls me. This was the calls one after the other. And Mr. Manjit told me, the PA, don't tell that I have told you'll get an important call. I didn't know where the call would come. I was expecting the call from minister directly. But then it came from, I think he called Mr. Katil that day. Mr. Katil was saying that first when he called, your file is rejected. And Mr. Katil didn't know what to say. File is rejected, we have worked hard. Sir, do something, or I will go and tell the father. What else? No, he said, I was just fooling. I just signed and it is already done. So immediately he calls me and said, Father, your work is done, and but you can't announce it. That was on the 18th, it was oral. And now whom to talk to? I could only talk to Rector and few very close, and said, now don't announce. It is only orally said. Now we'll have to see that we get a letter. By the 19th, we didn't get a letter. Fortunately, I had made so many friends by then in the ministry. Because whenever we went, we couldn't meet the minister or somebody, we would go and meet the attender. We could go and meet the clerical staff. We wouldn't waste our time. We would go simply and make a lot of friends. And one of the friends whom we made there, Mr. Jyoti Ranjan, I don't know what happened. He calls me the next day on the 19th. Father, the file has come to my office. I'm only a clerical staff. The file has come. I want to give you a good news. He didn't know that previous evening I have got the good news. And he thinks that he's the first one to give, and he was very excited as a clerical staff. By then we made a lot of friends. But I told him, yes, I got the news. But can you somehow make it see that the letter comes to us? Because without that, I can't make any announcement. And I would, then he said, Father, by evening I'll do it. By 4 o'clock again, I thought evening means by 3 o'clock. Again, I started calling him at 3:30, 4, 5. The same story. After 2 days, again his son comes to my office. I said, now I need a letter because I have to announce it to somebody. Such a wonderful achievement that has happened, now whom to announce, and we would like to do that. Again, he comes for a chocolate. I said, now you must sit and pray like the other day. Something will happen. He prayed. And within 5 minutes, he calls me saying that your letter is ready, Father. Open the WhatsApp. That was a miracle. I'm not joking. This is the reality of the whole thing that happened. I wanted to say that day because that was a long story. Today, since all of you are there, I want to tell you this story and say that it is a miracle. The child could do this miracle within, but then what happened again? It was a WhatsApp copy. Though I shared it with all, then I got, after some 1 hour, something struck me. This is a WhatsApp copy. Already I've shared it. Then I asked this Mr. Jyoti Ranjan, I made it public. What to do? Father, that's a mistake. You can't make it public. There's a WhatsApp copy only for you because you wanted a letter. By the time it has become public, I didn't know what to do. And we had already planned the next day for the press conference. I had told Shilpa to organize the press conference. Fortunately, Shilpa delayed in calling those people. And I told, I said, no, nobody was called by then. I said, okay, thank God we are not called people. And at least that embarrassment is saved. And it's only WhatsApp. Then I told Mr. Jyoti Ranjan, it's only WhatsApp. WhatsApp is okay, Father, but not a public announcement in website. So we had to wait again for another few days until it becomes a notification, then come to us. So when you get excited stories, it takes time to share, not easy. So these were all many other stories. I don't want to keep you waiting here for a long time, but I want to tell you all that we all work together. Some of us, yes, did a lot. Father Gomes and Father Rector stood by me throughout. That is something I really, nobody else would have done this. Several times, of the community, and I knew that there was a lot of opposition, not easy for him to leave me every time to go to Delhi. So, Father, I remember that story of thank you, Lord. And I only believe that only this rector could allow this to happen, and only through him this was possible. I would like to deeply thank Father Melvin Joseph Pinto, because the games, as he said, we used to share a lot. Sometimes, yes, he said, we are given up. I had few times I came without doing nothing. Because sometimes even the people whom we knew, they put the next time the guards there and threw us out. And Father Gomes, as a senior man, even fallen down because of such struggles. To go to Shastri Bhavan is not a joke. You can't even enter there. And somehow forcefully we have entered, and once they got the guards and pushed him and he fell down. Then such a big body, I was scared. Now what would happen to him? All those things we have faced. And when he came here, and what to say? Now on the flight when we sit, both of us would say, we'll have to now go and narrate. What to narrate? He said, I won't speak. Now you go and speak. Whatever you said, I will say, that is what. So then somehow I would come and open up to Rector, because only this person I can open up as it is, what happened. And then he would keep that and then strengthen me and say, let's work. So that way, when one door was closed, another door opened, and that's how I think it was a providence. I must tell you, yes, it was only providence, only God could do this. We all have worked, yes, you all have prayed, I know. Prayers worked really wonders. That's why it is the effort and the fruit of a prayer. That's the reason I narrated this whole story, that it is God-given opportunity. God has chosen this institution, and God has chosen each one of us to work in this institution. So let us once again remind ourselves, when we get this important responsibility, that it is our task, that God has given us from all kinds of groups and backgrounds. We are here ultimately to do something to the society, ultimately to impart education to the children, to whoever who comes here with the utmost sincerity. That's why I would say the competence, the commitment, the conscience, and the compassion. These are the 4 C words of Jesuit education. Let us keep that in mind as we move on. It's a major responsibility from a college transition to a university, not an easy task. That's why I was really feeling embarrassed today. I lived here with you 7 years, and the NCC guards, I never expected all that. I was telling Rector, I feel terribly embarrassed. Come like this, because I was one among you, suddenly brought in a, like Jesus on the day of the crucified. Exactly, I remember that. When he was taken to Jerusalem on the spirit of donkey. So I was remembering this. I think this is the way that they're leading me to crucifixion. I was exactly remembering those kind of scenes, how it worked. But anyway, that it is all of us together. We are working now, and I think it's a long journey, but it's a major journey. So far, I never thought of after becoming university what to do. We are only working for the university day and night. And suddenly, as you said, still it has not come to my mind. Now, yes, now we have become a university. Now we'll have to develop a structure and what to do next. That has not yet come. I'm sure it has not come to you. That takes longer time. That's why I think we need to make a lot of teams and a lot of support and a lot of cooperation. I think we can't say now the positions and things like that. We worked hard. God has given us. Now I think we'll have to forget all that and say that, like, we are one team. Whoever it is, my colleague or anybody is given that responsibility, let us do it well, do it to 100% and say that we are going to lead this institution to the next level. I think that's the only task now onwards, I think, including me, all of us have. That's the responsibility. Today we need to close our eyes, and when you go home, remember that you're coming back to the university and say that tomorrow onwards, a lot of things to be done, a lot of committees to be formed, a lot of you will get a lot of responsibilities, and many will be saying that I didn't get, I wanted to get this, and things like that. But such disappointments might come on the way. I'm requesting you all, for the sake of this institution, for the sake of God, let us all forget those little disappointments and say, we are all together as a team. Let's all work together for a bigger task that is given to us. And in this process of a university, it's not like a college. In this, it is a rotation basis. Everybody, after 3 years, will get an opportunity. So either the deans and everybody is not like in the previous part, like a college here, principal remained for 10 years or 15 years. Here is only for 5 years as Vice Chancellor, or rest of them only for 3 years, and some of the members in Executive Council only for a year, and then the Academic Council and also Finance Committee. There are many committees, one by one we will have to form, but all of them get a short term. So whenever you get a short time, let us give our best. That means all of us will get one day or the other this opportunity to be part of the responsibility, and let us work together. I think we will make a team, and we'll also, I spoke to Rector, we'll have a picnic together like last time sometime. Dates are not announced. We'll work on it so that we need to work as a team, both team of this institution as well as GAMIT. Let us work together. Once again, thank you. God bless us all.
We're always told that Father has been to Delhi for more than 60 times. I guess after listening to this experience for the first time, most of us felt that we are on that plane to Delhi, because it was kind of a goosebumps moment. Thank you all. A big round of applause for Father and all his efforts. If Roshan is still here, Roshan is here. Just one request, Roshan. Shannon Krasta is his son's name. Today, last time after NAC peer team visit, Father had taken us to Adyar Gardens. Today, picnic is scheduled, but before that, you just ask your son to pray. Father, plan something about ocean pearl or goldfinch in next few days. All right, as we are about to close down this coronation ceremony, big thanks to one person who always behind the curtain and he works, that is Dr. Ronald Nazareth, who is the coordinator of this event, along with Dr. Dennis sir. Thank you so much. Hopefully, achhe din are ahead for St. Aloysius deemed to be university. Let's rise for the college anthem.
Comrades, raise a joyful chorus, loud and glad your hearts outpour, while the love of Alma Mater bids a grateful song upsoars, while we pledge to stand united, true to love forevermore, while we pledge to stand united, true to love forevermore, while we pledge to stand united, true to love forevermore. Louder, louder, swell the chorus, for the happy days of yore, for the hopeful, toiling present, and the years that lie before, for the name and fame and honor of our mother evermore.
fame and fame and all.